you already. I know it's one of those times that the fourth quarter of last year had holiday and PTSD was coming out to support Palestinian issue. It's been more than a year.
Information on Palestine?
It's unbelievable. The theme of the letter today is stand by our healthcare workers of Gaza. One of the tragic developments in Gaza is the attacks, the blatant attacks on healthcare, and health workers, on doctors, and patients. And I need to say more about that. If there are any Jean provocateurs, if there are anyone around here trying to come up to you and try to engage you in conversation, please do not make this a time of the day. These not spirituals to be further back to the family or to anyone else, okay? We'll be playing a short verse from the Quran, and I think our DJ is back.
Mr. Saul. To those against whom war is made, permission is given to fight, because they are wrong. And verily, Allah is most powerful for their aid. They are those who have been expelled from their homes in defiance of right for no cause, except that they say, our Lord is Allah. Had not Allah checked one set of people by means of another, there would surely have been pulled down monasteries, churches, synagogues and mosques, in which the name of Allah is commemorated in abundant measure. Allah will certainly aid those who aid His cause, for verily Allah is full of strength, exalted in might, able to enforce His will. They are those who, if we establish them in the land, establish regular prayer and give regular charity, enjoin the right and forbid wrong. With Allah rests the end and decision of all affairs.
We'll have the Palestinian national anthem now. We will come to the first item on our agenda today is the update on Palestine. I know it's a tough one and it changes all the time, so we'll ask Ruby just to step forward and give us an update on what is happening, what's the latest that is happening in Palestine.
Assalamu alaikum and kia ora everyone. Thank you for gathering here today in solidarity with the Palestinian people. I will be reading the latest updates, today marking day 455 of the ongoing genocide. Shame! In Gaza, the death toll has risen to approximately 45,541 confirmed deaths, including more than 17,000 innocent children. That's nearly 50,000 Palestinians killed, and we are still begging the world to do something. Shame! Shame! Over 108,000 people have been reported injured, with more than 11,000 still missing. Nobody knows where they are or even if they are dead or alive. Extending into the West Bank, at least 835 people including 171 children, have been reported killed. Approximately 6,450 people have been injured, many of whom are forced to live with the physical and emotional scars for the rest of their lives. The healthcare industry in Gaza has been especially targeted by the Israeli army. Thousands of healthcare workers have been murdered, such as Dr. Saeed Joda, who was the only orthopedic surgeon left, and Israel targeted and murdered him. Shame! Shame! Only 36% of primary health centers are functioning, and 130 ambulances have been completely damaged. Furthermore, the World Health Organization states that 60% of requests for medical evacuations from Gaza are declined. Shame! Shame! Palestinian healthcare workers have been risking their lives to provide medical care. They have been forced to amputate limbs without anesthesia, treat mash, crush, and burn injuries with extremely limited supplies. The closure of Rafah crossing in May, a key route for aid and medical evacuations, has made it nearly impossible to get the supplies needed for medical care in Palestine. People are being burned alive, murdered in cold blood, raped, and tortured. Despite this, there are those who continue to support Netanyahu's actions, turning a blind eye to the suffering of millions. Shame! Shame! We stand here today to say enough is enough. Palestinians, like everyone else, deserve to live freely, in peace. The children deserve to grow up with their families. Israel is stripping away their basic human rights. Now, let us take a moment of silence to honor the lives lost and to reflect on our responsibility to keep advocating for peace in Palestine. Thank you.
Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! أنا راجع راجع! راجع! على أرض بلادي! راجع! على حافظ يافا! راجع! على قدس عكا! راجع! على قدس عكا! راجع! أنا راجع راجع! راجع! على أرض بلادي! راجع! أنا راجع راجع! راجع! أنا والله راجع! راجع! أنا والله راجع! راجع! Thank you.
Sure, well done, Ali. As you know from our display in front, our focus today will be on the hospitals and the deliberate killing of medical staff. This is nothing new. It has just been intensified by the racist apartheid Zionist genocidal regime. Last night we had our first silent vigil outside Auckland Hospital, which was very well attended. Thank you to all of those who attend, and I'm sure many of you were there with us in spirit. Today we continue with that theme in support of the healthcare workers of Gaza. We have a couple of speakers that will speak on that topic today, and if I can ask Travis and his crew just to step forward, they will introduce themselves and then they will speak. Travis? I think a surprise, Travis.
Sorry, I look confused because my name is not Travis. But yeah, kia ora koutou. My name is Michael.
That's different. It's someone else.
Got it? I'll talk down. Yep. My name is Michael. I work as a nurse practitioner here in Tamaki. About a year ago, I came and spoke on behalf of the Nurses Union, the New Zealand Nurses Organization, who had put out a statement after Israel had first bombed the first hospital over a year ago. At the time, the world was ready to accept the lie that Israel told, that of course they wouldn't bomb a hospital. Who would bomb a hospital? That's a horrible war crime. It must have been Hamas who bombed themselves. And the world let Israel get away with it. And at the time we knew that if Israel got away with it once, that they would get away with it and repeat it again and again, and that we would allow a dangerous precedence to be set where healthcare workers and healthcare centers would become targets over and over and over again. And in the past year, that's exactly what we've seen. We've seen the repeated targeting. We've seen the repeated targeting not only of healthcare infrastructure, but healthcare workers. The murdering of healthcare workers, of aid workers, all across Gaza at the hands of Israel, and openly, without any word of opposition from our government, without any word of opposition from any global government about these war crimes and genocidal actions. And today we're here because of the specific targeting and the taking captive of Dr. Hussam Abu Sayyam, who is now being held. We have reports of his torture. We have confirmation now coming out from Israel that they admit they do have him, that they have been, he has been subject to the torturous interrogation, specifically because of the health care that he's provided and continued to provide bravely in the face of just constant murder. Yeah. And this behavior, the targeting of healthcare facilities, of healthcare infrastructure and healthcare workers, is an explicitly genocidal action. There's no way to mince words around this. Genocide, this is genocidal actions. Because what you're doing is removing all the infrastructure which keeps a community alive and healthy, that keeps polio at bay, that keeps pregnant mothers able to deliver their babies safely, that monitors diabetes, that allows for the ongoing care of people's long-term health conditions. It's not just about the injuries that are being sustained and being carried, being caused by the bombs and the shelling and the drones and the shooting that Israel is constantly bombarding all of the people of Gaza. It's also about the baseline health care. And when you remove that, you're essentially allowing a population to slowly die. And that is the genocide, the genocidal intention behind the specific targeting of healthcare workers, of healthcare facility. And that's why when this happens, we have to speak up. And we have to demand that our government speak up. We have to ensure that our healthcare organizations don't leave our colleagues alone to be, targets in Gaza. That we have to speak up together and do whatever we can to stop it. Yeah. That's all I have to say. One thing I forgot. My partner was supposed to come today as well. My partner works as an occupational therapist. And one of the things that they wanted to emphasize as well is that because of the targeting of healthcare workers, a lot of the organizations that are now trying to do work in Gaza are trying to be as covert as possible so that they don't get targeted. And there's a group of occupational therapists globally which are running rehab centers in Gaza at the moment that very much need additional funding to keep going. But they can't openly call for funding because they'll then become targets of the IOF. So my partner was going to say, come and talk to us and we will be able to give you the information. I haven't got it with me, but if you come and talk to me later, I can get your details and my partner can send you the ways that you can give money to the rehab centers that are covertly operating in Gaza so that they don't become targets, if that makes sense. Hi.
Kia ora, Michael. Is that right? Yeah, thank you for that information. Our next speakers will be Dr. Adnan and I think Francis. I think I got that name right. And Dr. Adnan, you would know, was part of the group that went on Kiora Gaza and had to return because for many other reasons. But they will speak today on the health care workers crisis and the attacks on our hospitals in Gaza.
Assalamu alaikum, Kiora. I would like to thank all the health professionals, health care workers who attended the vigil at Auckland City Hospital yesterday. So it's time to introduce our guest. Frances is a nurse from Wellington. She will talk about her organization. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. I'm Frances, and I'm up here in Auckland for a period of a month caring for a friend. I'm also here representing Aotearoa for healthcare workers. What we're going to be reading today is a tribute that Serena Moran, who's the chair of Aotearoa Whanganui Tara, a practice nurse, so I just want to acknowledge her. I'm also a nurse. My specialty is hospice. I now work for Compassion Housing, Aotearoa and Upper Hutt, and look after people, advocate for their social housing needs. So, okay, thank you. So, Aotearoa healthcare workers in Wellington have been holding a vigil every Friday outside the Wellington Hospital. And we've been just sharing all the names of the people in that week that have died tragically under the hands of Israel. All the healthcare workers, the doctors, the nurses, everybody that's in Gaza to help really. We need to acknowledge them. And we will continue this fight until Palestine is free.
Yeah, thanks. I'm from Imamia Medics International. We are here not representing only our organizations, but we are representing more than 1,000 health professionals have been killed in Gaza so far since October 2023. And more than 300 detained health professionals by Israelis and hundreds of tortures, those who were killed in detention.
Those healthcare workers represent those in Gaza working without medical supplies, without oxygen, without gauze, without instruments, without medication, without anaesthetic, without fuel, water, food. Those unable to access oxygen for dependent newborn babies. Those who cannot help the babies dead from hypothermia or starvation. Those who find themselves comforting the dying without living relatives and those bereaved.
The health workers represent those who have amputation, as it has been mentioned, without anesthesia, and also children who have deliberately had a shot in their head and received injuries, and the families who suffer of losing their children, those who must choose who to save and who to let die.
Those healthcare workers represent those under siege in the workplaces, those forced to evacuate their clinics, their hospitals, their homes, to leave their patients to suffer, to die and to be frightened.
These health workers also represent the stripped, beaten, and blindfolded, used as a human shield, unlawfully detained, disappeared, starved, and handicrafted for weeks on the end.
Shame, shame, shame. Sorry, I've just lost where I am. Those healthcare workers represent those kept in poor detention conditions, tortured, sexually abused, raped, those threatened with indefinite detention, rape and killing of their families in Gaza, denied medical care, food and water, those killed without bodies remain in Israel detention under Israeli occupation, with families unable to mourn and to bury them. Shame! Shame!
These healthcare workers represent those who collectively punished, denied of. Every day we hear food, water and medical care, forcibly displaced from time to time, and their homes is rubble.
These healthcare workers represent those facing Israeli airstrikes, tank shelling, sniper fire, armed quadcopters. Those losing family, friends, colleagues, knowing they themselves are not spared. Shame, shame on Israel, shame.
These health workers represent those who have been let down by the international community, denied protection, those subjected to ethnic cleansing and to genocide.
These healthcare workers represent those who continue to provide care in whatever ways they can, who speak out despite the risks, who ask for international protection, those who stay with their patients as long as they can, those who fulfill their profession and ethical duties, who do good, who do no harm.
These health professionals represent those who show us what defiance looks like, what resistance to opposition looks like. Those who show us what humanity, what kindness, what love looks like.
Those healthcare workers represent Dr. Mahmoud Abu Najal, Palestinian human rights defender, medical doctor and humanitarian healthcare worker, killed by an Israeli airstrike while caring for his patients at Al Awada Hospital, 21st of November 2023. Rest in peace.
Abu Najal's last word was, "Whoever stays until the end will tell the story. We did what we could. Remember us."
These healthcare workers represent us, our humanity, our solidarity, and outgoing work for a just and lasting peace in a free Palestine. We will never stop. We will never give up. We are with the people of Palestine. All people deserve this respect in life, dignity, and we ask you all to continue the fight with us until Palestine is free. Free, free Palestine! 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 Thank you.
That was tough. That was tough. I don't know about you, but I can't even comprehend that kind of conditions and that kind of commitment to a cause, but that is what we strive for. Our next speaker will be one of our PSNA members, Ali's father, Abdullah. But if there's any health workers here, anyone that works in the health industry that wants to say a word, can you please make your way around this way, this side, and we will give you an opportunity to speak. So our next speaker is Abdullah.
Assalamu alaikum, Kia ora. My name is Abdullah Judi. I has worked in Gaza's hospitals. The situation before this genocide, it was very bad. The healthcare system before this genocide, it was very bad. I worked in Gaza's hospital in 2000, in 1998 until 2000, 2 years. Then I back in 2006. I worked as orthopedic surgeon, and to be honest, in that time we supply everything from overseas. Image, what's happened after 7th of October 2023. They closed Rafah Gate. They stopped to supply everything for the healthcare system. From day one until now, in Palestinian healthcare system, we lost 1,025 workers. They was targeted by Israeli army. As I mentioned last night, is one of them, I just say one example, is Dr. Ahmed Jude. He's my cousin, and I worked with him. He was being my supervisor when I'm training in Shifa Hospital as his orthopedic surgeon. Dr. Ahmed Jude, after he lost his brother and his son, he continued to work in hospitals. He just the only orthopedic surgeon in north of Gaza. Just only one. When he moved from hospitals to hospital, the Israeli army targeted him and he died. This genocide, it's continue. They're bombing the hospitals, they're bombing the church, they're bombing the schools. We remember, all of you remembers, what's happened the first weeks in this genocide. When they attacked Ma'madani Hospital. The Ma'madani Hospital, by the way, it's twins with church. It's under the church management. What they said that Hamas is firing, that is bombing the Ma'madani Hospital. They're lying and lying and lying. After a few weeks, they targeting Al-Shifa Hospital. And what they said, under this hospital, there is the management government, Hamas management government under this hospital. What they found, no evidence, nothing. And then what? Continue targeting Palestinian health worker. This is a criminal law. Geneva Agreement in 1948 in chapter 6 said the Red Cross allowed to move the injured and should be the hospitals and the schools and prayer places in safe. You're not allowed to target them. What happened? Israeli armies targeting everything in Gaza. They have own plan called General's Plan. The General's Plan had 3 stages. The stage 1, to remove the north of Gaza to be empty. Now they're doing it. We're seeing how what happened in the hospitals and the schools. The stage 2, after the north of Gaza is empty, the stage 2, they will go to south of Gaza, to Rafah, and to save, kill, and to move, and ask the people to move from Rafah. And they will stay in the middle of Gaza. The third step will make human corridor to let them move from Gaza. This is ethnic clinics. This is open live genocide. But a Palestinian people, a Palestinian doctor decide we will never ever leave Gaza. The example for that, the real example for that, Dr. Hussam Abu Safiyyeh. What happened with this hero? He is our hero. He is our icon. Dr. Hussam Abu Safiyyeh is our icon. They killed his son and they targeted him. And he wake up and continue to fight with his body. He's a doctor. He have nothing, just himself and his team. What he said, as Mahmoud Darwish said, خذوا ما شئتم من أرضنا من لحمنا من ملحنا من بحرنا وارحلوا واتركونا نحيا كما نشاء. Take whatever from our body, from our blood, from our land, from our sand, and leave us to live with our dream. And he's saying again, إنا باقون ما بقي الزعتر والزيتون. We will stay here in Gaza as the olive tree and za'atar. Gaza's people, Palestinian people, will never ever die. They will wake up and continue their fighting until liberation of Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Abdullah, for that inspirational speech. Ali, before Ali starts chanting, he has asked me if he could say a few words, and we always have a space for anyone that wants to say something. If you are a health worker, please make your way around. But in the meantime, Ali will just say something.
Assalamu alaikum and hello and kia ora. My name is Ali and I'm a proud Palestinian. Before I start chanting, I'm just going to say a few words. The Israeli soldiers tried to take us apart as family, as people, as friends. But they have failed because the people will be united forever and ever and ever. Because the people will be united. And the Israeli soldiers will never be united. Because we will defeat them and we will free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free
Palestine!
The people united will never be divided! The people
United
will never be divided! The people united will never be divided! Thank you.
Is there anyone that wants to say a word before I get fire, Leanne, just to give us an update on Tititariti? Any health workers? Now's your chance. If there are no one, we'll just get an update on Tititariti by Fire Leanne.
Tuatahi, I te mare kura, ko kahurangi Tariana Turia, moi moi rā, moi moi rā, moi moi rā, mare kura. Just paid a tribute to our Tariana Turia. Boy oh boy, what a phenomenal, strong Māori wahine who led with integrity as well as grace and intelligence. She's in a better place. Moi moi rā, ai te mare kura. Tuarua, just a final push for submissions for the Treaty of Waitangi Bill's Principles Bill. This is Tuesday to whānau, 12 o'clock. We need to get those submissions in. We need a more progressive society. We need to push back against the 1% and about the corporate elites who want to take over our whenua, our moana, our world. So Tuesday, 7th of January, get those submissions in. That's the first job we need to do. The second one will be the Regulatory Standards Bill. But whānau, please stay focused. Tina Nata is holding another online hui for those of you on Instagram. She's just finished doing some workshops for the disabled, as well as tangata tiriti and tangata tangata tiriti. So Tuesday, that's your final push there. Please, if you want to be educated on te tiriti, Tina is your person. She is your go-to person. Very humble, very wise, very intelligent, and connects all our Indigenous fights together. So, kia kaha, kia maia, kia manawa nui. Ka whawhai tonu mātou. Ka whawhai tonu mātou. Toi tu te tiriti. Toi tu te tangata. Toi tu te tai ao. Free, free. Palestine. Free, free. Palestine. Free, free Yemen. Yemen. Free, free Yemen. Free, free Palestine. Free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Kia ora koutou.
Kia ora whaia, kia ora for that update. We've got another update by Neil from the PSNA. There's a lot of things happening. It's a new year, so we're starting all over again. And last night was the first event. We had a silent vigil at Auckland Hospital, but there's more to come. So if you are in need of finding out what to do, Neil will tell you how to get there and how to access that information. So Neil will just give us an update on all the activities that's coming up in Tamaki Makaurau in Auckland.
Kia ora. I remember ages ago, the Zionists said, the old will die out. They're talking about Palestinians. And the young will forget. Ali, Gauda, give him a round of applause. The young are not going to forget. In the United States, what's happening, take that phrase again, the old will die out and the young, in this case they'll remember. The older Jewish community, the Zionist supporters, the genocide supporters, they are dying out, and young Jews in the United States are standing up to reject the apartheid, the racism, the genocide. It's taking time, but once the old Zionists go, younger Jews will be involved. Okay. I just had to say that. Ali is an inspiration to me. Abdullah is an inspiration to me. Maha Nizal, who we've worked with, is an inspiration to us. So it's 2025. So let's keep on our mahi for Palestine. Initiatives we can take. Writing to MPs. You see the letterbox here. Write your letter, one-page letter to a minister, CC'd all MPs, bring it along to the rally, post it. I take it. I've just bought a scanner so I can actually scan them and we can print them in Auckland to send to MPs. So that's all good. Writing to MPs and sending the letters yourself. Google writing to NZ MPs for the free post address. You don't have to pay for those. You can write your letter, shove it in an envelope, it's free post, and you can send it to Wellington. Emailing ministers, you can find their email address on the parliamentary website. Google emailing NZ ministers, and that will take you and bring up the first in line. Will take you to where you can get each of the ministers, who they're responsible, what they're responsible for, and how to actually communicate with them. Signs that you can put on your lampposts. Look at how to do wheat pasting. Just print an A4. I've seen them start to come around Auckland. Print an A4, make some wheat paste, get out there, print 10, and just go out one evening, walk down the road on lampposts. Let's paint this town for Palestine. The next main target of BDS, sorry, I rattled on. We're taking on SodaStream. There's a dozen different opportunities, but PSNA has now got to focus on SodaStream. And in general BDS, you can get the apps, Boycat app, No Thanks app, and Halal Kiwi. I keep on pushing these. When you ask me what I am, I'm an activist for Palestine. I have other interests in some other atrocities, but I am an activist for Palestine. And when I'm an activist, it's great when we're all activists doing things to help the Palestinian cause. So that's just the initiatives we individually can take on our own. But coming up, next Wednesday, we're going back to the UK consulate on Queen Street. We'll be handing out flyers, and we get through 1,000 to 1,200 flyers every time we go there, just an hour at noon. Next Saturday, we're coming back here, and we'll be looking at the topic. The PSNA, whoever feels in alignment with PSNA, who wants to contribute to the future of what we do in Tamaki Makaurau, because Tamaki Makaurau is part of the wider PSNA network. So anybody who wants to have input into that, the meeting is on Sunday the 19th, 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We'll have some share kai for lunch, and it's going to be at Trades Hall, Great North Road. And we've got some really good facilitators who will help and make sure that everybody's voices is heard, everybody's input is taken on board. Because this is greater than just a small group of us who do a lot of this work. We want to have a wider group who come together, young, old, Pakeha, Maori, Palestinian, the whole lot, because we need to work really hard for Palestine. And then we want a Tamaki Makaurau Planning Day. Once PSNA, we've got our heads relatively straight about what we want to do, what we want to achieve. We want to connect with all the other groups. Some will be here today, others are not here, they're doing other initiatives. We want to work together so we can see where we overlap, we work cooperatively. Where we don't overlap, we're doing our thing, they're doing theirs. But a lot of the time, like last night, everything overlapped. We had a great bunch of people outside the hospital, and that is what really heartens me when I see people and different groups working together. Waitangi Day, we've booked a stall at Waitangi, we're just waiting for the confirmation, so we want to go up. We will have a gazebo with flags, and we'll have go around handing out information and getting people up to speed with how the colonisation has impacted Palestine and Aotearoa, and we'll be spreading the message about Palestine. And last thing is PSNA's National Hui is on Saturday the 22nd and 23rd of February, and it's in Wellington, and the planning is steaming right ahead for that. I'm sorry I took so long. I'm an activist, and I'm trying to encourage everybody. We can all do something small. Take a minute or two, write that email, write that letter, post it, but let's keep this mahi up all the way through 2025. Thank you.